So let me just start out from this morning. It's my day off. I was laying in bed and my door knocked. Somebody knocked on my door. My door didn't grow an arm and knock itself. So somebody knocked on my door and I was in no mood to answer it. I don't know if maybe by chance somebody else out there has not wanted to answer their door before because they were in bed or whatever. So I ignore it and I roll over and there's a much louder knock this time. And it just sounded authoritative, right? I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe it was the police or something, whatever. I've gotten in some trouble before. So I get out of bed and I start walking to the door and I'm like peeking around the corner trying to see out the window, see who's out there, if there's anybody. I don't know, I just was peeking and my doorknob jingled. Like somebody was gonna try and walk in, and that scared the shit out of me, guys. Like I have never had somebody break into my home before, okay? So my doorknob jingled and it instantly, my adrenaline hit. My adrenaline hit hard. I instantly went into fight mode, right? And I lunged for the door and I ripped it open and I was prepared to beat the shit out of whoever was on the other side. And I don't know if you guys have ever had a similar situation, but that mindset that you're in, you turn into kind of an animal, right? You're pissed, you're hopped up. So I open the door and it's just this fucking old lady. She's just standing there at my door with a ball of keys in my door, and there's 3 men outside. So instantly I'm just confused, right? So here I am, almost trembling from the adrenaline, and it's just this little lady and some guys. I'm like, okay, so I kind of step back, and I just want to let you know that at the end of this, they said that I said fuck 8 times. I can assure you that I was not mean. I swear a lot. I grew up swearing. Everybody around me swears. I've worked in factories. We all swear a lot. Just because I say fuck, doesn't mean that I'm angry. I know that looking at this little old lady, she looked like she was like from church or something, right? So like I get why she was intimidated or whatever, but she did just try and walk into my home without letting me know. Nobody gave me notice, okay? My landlord says that he sent out an email. Mind you that I make a personal choice to not have cell phone service. Sometimes when my wife is at work, she'll leave her phone so I can play video games and watch movies or whatever, but I can promise you that I have an addictive personality and I am very susceptible to just being totally addicted to social media and my phone, so I don't have it. So I don't have really access to an email. I'm really confident that I didn't even give my landlord an email at all, right? Because I didn't have one back then either. It's not something that I ever use or that is pertinent in my life. It doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. I use it where I need it and I check it months apart sometimes. So they were here to inspect, ta-da, my fire extinguisher. So he says that he sent out an email to everybody. The problem that I had with that is that there was no reciprocation, right? I didn't send him an email back and say, oh yeah, what time you coming? There was nothing. There was no contact. I just paid him rent in person a day or 2 ago. That's maybe something you bring up, right? So maybe I acted aggressively when I answered the door. I was in fight or flight and I was pissed. When I opened up the door, guys, I was livid because I didn't know somebody was just gonna walk into my home. What would you guys do? God forbid I had a weapon in my hand. That scared me. So I get in, I talk to them, I bring them my fire extinguisher, they inspect it, they re-tag it. Apologies are made from their side because they were kind of freaked out. Yeah, I'm a big dude. I would have been kind of freaked out if I came out swearing and pissed off too. I really was respectful considering the situation. I was not belligerent. I did not yell at them. I talked to them at the same volume that I'm talking to you fine people right now. I was not unreasonable given the circumstance from my point of view. Okay? My landlord and I text sometimes. He should have sent a text, left a letter on my door. There has to be communication there. At any rate, shut my front door and I come back into my home. And I call my landlord. I leave him a message. I said, hey man, you have to give me 24 hours notice. It's in our lease and I am not happy with you. I explained to him what happened and how it scared me and how it went down. And he had the nerve to come back at me. He told me that I cannot treat his people that way. That it was my fault. He's like, I know that I should have given you legal notice, but you have no right to treat anybody like that. He said you swore a lot and were rude. Hey, sir, you just sent a team of people into my house without letting me know, and you just admitted to me over the phone that you didn't give me legal notice. And it's my fault? Excuse me. He's like, you're on a short list with me, bud. A short list? I pay my rent every month. My house is clean as fuck. I don't break things. Nobody's ever filed a complaint. I've been here for 7 months. I'm quiet. I mind my own business. Maybe I have sex too loud every once in a while. Neighbor's dog barks all the time. They can get over it. My point being is I shouldn't be on a short list because I refuse to let my landlord just send people over whenever he wants without my notice. What if I was laying butt naked on my couch? I do it. I get out of the shower, I watch a movie, I work out naked sometimes. TMI, but I do. That poor old lady, can you imagine her walking in on that? God forbid I had a weapon and I didn't come to the door to investigate and they walked in and they got met at weapon point. That would be horrible. That would have maybe traumatized that old lady, given her a heart attack. But to accuse me of saying that that's my fault? I don't think so. But there's something that my landlord said on the phone when he called me back that really bothered me, guys. And let me tell you what he told me. He said, bud, that fire extinguisher is for your safety. I sent those people in there for your safety. I know he said, maybe not back to back, but in the same phone call, he also said, I know it's your right to have notice, but it was for your safety. That was the message that he conveyed to me. And I have a really hard time with that. And why might that be? Safety is not to be traded for security. I would rather know that my door is secure and my items and my home, my property is secure, than to know that my fire extinguisher is gonna when I hit the button. Every time, I'll take it. Take the fire extinguisher. I don't need it that bad. I need to know that I'm safe and secure in my home and that random people aren't gonna enter. Don't you? Doesn't he? His rich ass sitting out over there, lazy as hell, entitled and rude. Also today, the National Guard rolled through my town. Why, you might ask? Does the National Guard need to drive through my town with Humvees and then a troop-carrying vehicle? Why, to deliver food to a church? Imagine that. Your government is shutting things down and giving you money and food. Aren't you so happy? Smile. That's communism. But Austin, they're bringing food to help us. You're fucking right, they are. And they're gonna bring it again, and again, and again. Until you think, fuck, I don't really like this food. I wanna go to the grocery store. Oh wait, there's no meat at the grocery store, so you get what they give you. Oh, you don't want to wear masks in public and take a vaccination? You don't give food, bud. Fuck you. You should have seen my wife's jaw drop. Think about it. What the fuck do you think these people are doing to us? The story gets better. My nipples are hard. The story gets better, okay? So I know the chief of police in town. I've got caught carrying here without a permit twice. A permit is not necessary. It's not legal to charge me a permit to exercise my rights. It's not. Carried twice without a permit. And I admitted to having a gun without a permit twice. The first time I got caught was during a routine traffic stop. Dude asked me if I had a weapon. I said, yep. Is it loaded? Yep. Where's it at? By my leg. Do you have a permit? Nope. Didn't hide it. Didn't make him search my car. Didn't do nothing. Why? It's my right. And I know that. They can jail me for it. They can fine me for it. But I know that in my heart that I'm not a bad guy. Probably do it again someday. So, Reed gets me. Oh, I'm not supposed to say his name. I'm gonna leave that. If you want to investigate more and you're just that smart, you go for it, little bear. So, my landlord had me really pissed off when he got off the phone. I was irate. Okay, like blood boiling, like my adrenaline had come off, and he just called back, and I was not having it. And we got into a fight, and I called him a punk, and I hung up the phone on him. Proceeded to call the police because I'm like, I wasn't going to do anything. I hadn't told anybody about it. It was a mistake. No harm, no foul. Nobody was hurt. My stuff wasn't taken. It was fine. But then he's going to accuse me and be rude to me and tell me I'm on a short leash even though I pay my rent in full every month, usually cash, no problem, for 7 months, no issues, no noise complaints, no nothing. But I'm on a short leash. I wasn't happy. It was petty. Okay, it was petty, I get it. I shouldn't have done it. I regret it. We all do dumb things when we're upset. I hate the police. Not all police. Most. And this is why. So police gets here, right? And I know this man. He's a chief of police in my town. Okay? I have picked up my firearm twice because it's gotten taken. Twice. So we know each other, right? He's given it back both times, and we know each other on a fairly regular basis now, I guess. So gets my door, and it's kind of casual. Like, you know, he's a relatively laid-back individual, I think. I think he's reasonably understanding. Shouldn't be the chief of police, and here's why. So I open my door. Hey, what's up? You called. Yep. Okay. So I invite him into my house, into my living room, and he stands by the door and closes the door, and I sit down on my couch, and I'm relaxed around this guy. He really puts off a chill vibe. Like, he doesn't make you nervous or uncomfortable. Like, he's just a normal dude. So he's standing there, and I tell him what happened, and I explain some other things that have happened over the past little while that have just kind of bugged me, whatever. And we got to talking, and right before he left, I stopped him. I'm like, hey, since you're here, since you're in my living room, I'm just curious what you think. That's it. I'm just curious, right? I'm just curious. So I ask him, I'm like, hey, if the state told you to enforce a stay-at-home order, or that to enforce that everybody had to wear masks around town to go out in public, would you enforce it? You know what this man said to me? The chief of police. This man said to me, if the state makes a law, I'm going to enforce it. I got like chills down my spine. I said, well, what if you're infringing on our constitutional rights? And do you know what this chief of police told me? I don't think we would ever violate your constitutional rights. Sir, you violated me twice now. going about my daily business with my firearm. This is serious, guys. This isn't a joke. Your country is falling apart. And you don't care. Not enough. There's been a handful of people armed at capitals protesting. Are you pussies? America? This is not the America I grew up on. This is not the America you grew up on. This is not the land of the free, home of the brave. We're all cowards, waiting for that next stimulus check, waiting for that food bank. There was a line of cars around the church waiting to get food. You want to know what most of these bastards were driving? Brand new cars. Almost every one of them. Almost every one of them, brand new car. They're at the food bank. Because the grocery stores, you go, there's no fucking meat. None. In Iowa, I'm in the middle of Iowa. We produce the most meat and food around the country. And there's no meat in the store. Why? Because there's no animals? Well, no. Because there's no truckers? Well, no, there's lots of those too. Because your government is making you reliant on them. What happens when you have to hand in your guns for food? I know that there's plenty of people out there that would do it, and you know it too. This chief of police, everybody getting used to seeing military vehicles, they're conditioning us. It's like a human backing a cat into a corner before they trap it and take it to the vet. They're gonna fix us. They will disarm us. I just want to give my personal support to Chevy. He had the balls to try and organize an open carry in a state that it's not legal. Friends, it's legal everywhere. Do what you fucking want. Together, not alone. Don't publicize it. Don't say a word, just get people together, your friends, your family, and do what you have to do. How much longer are you going to let it go? How much longer can we let it go? What happens 5-10 years from now when all we have left is hunting rifles and shotguns? You think we're going to be able to stand up to anybody? We could try. Let's be realistic. We're going to have a hell of a time now. Huge disadvantage. You and me, we are so spread apart. There's a lot of us, but we are spread thin. Anybody willing to do anything about it? Far and few in between. We have to come together and be there for each other. We have to realize that these personal lives that we're hanging on to for dear life are fake. It's a big stage, and humans have been doing the dance for years now, but we don't have to. Those rights, they're from God, friends. I'm not religious, I'm not trying to be holy or whatever, but they are born to us. It's something that we secure. We're not guaranteed a fucking thing. People will come for our freedoms every day, forever. If there's another revolution, another civil war, another world war, whatever it could be, and let's just say that the whole world all of a sudden overnight was just totally free and free from tyranny, the next day somebody'd be coming for it. And they always will. We can't let them take any more from us. We have to come together, and we have to stand strong and firm. It can't be a negotiation. Our rights are not a negotiation. We don't give them up for food. We starve. We rely on one another. We come together. We don't give our rights up for freedom. That is not what America is, and that is not what we stand for. That is not what you stand for. That's not what I stand for. Make America great again.